Good morning, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to the breakfast show the day after Nvidia's earnings report. The markets are looking quite good for now. Okay, they're looking quite good for now. Of course, we would love to throw a party and say that the worst is behind us. Stocks will only go up from here. In the long run, probably that is true. In the short run, we'll see what happens. We still have some macro data, market data that is expected to come out. We have some GDP numbers, we have unemployment numbers. We're not going to get any jobs numbers, right? Because that disappeared. That's only going to be reported in December. And currently, if we look at the probability of a rate cut in December, we are, well, now only at 27.6%. Shall I remind you that a month ago that was 98.8%. A week ago that was 50, a day ago 30, now 27.6%. So, jobs report mix. So what do we add? Okay, apparently we already have some jobs numbers. Okay, great. Let me pull them up then. Let me pull them up real quick. But right now, or maybe in the meantime, I'll just show what we might be working with at the moment. USA is no longer USA. I'm a Tottenham fan. That is not good. That is not good. We have a Tottenham fan in the chat. Not great, but I guess it's better than maybe Liverpool. I don't know. Maybe. So let's see if we can pull up some jobs. Okay, so the late September report shows US economy added 119,000 jobs, more than expected. Unemployment rate is at 4.4. Can we pull it up? Yes, we can pull it up. So this is basically it. They added 119,000 jobs, up from the 4,000 jobs lost in August, following a downward revision. The Dow consensus number was 50,000. Fulham fan, I guess it's better. Fulham fan is better than Spurs. Anything's better than Spurs. Maybe not Arsenal and Liverpool though. And yeah, unemployment rate 4.4%, previously 4.3. Still okay. It's still okay. I still believe we need a cut in December. If it's not going to be in December, it's going to be in January. So it's just going to be late for... Jose just sent me a text saying, "You're welcome for me coming on yesterday and saving the market." I'll tell him, you can come on today to destroy it. So yeah, I guess this is better than feared, and so for now we are seeing this. We are seeing this. Um, Unemployment is at 4.4%, the highest it's been since October 2021. But then again, it's still in a good range. It's still in a good range. Let's see if I can pull up US unemployment chart. Up the hammers. Well, you should be going up from the. Are you still in the relegation zone, or maybe not? Maybe not. I think Forest are still maybe in the relegation zone. Um, Jose is not joining us today to destroy the market, so at least there is that. At least there is that. Okay, we have this. So this is the U.S. unemployment chart. So yes, it has been ticking up in recent months. If we zoom out a little bit, it's three. Well, this was abnormally low, right? Coming out of the pandemic after it peaked, right? After it peaked here in 2020, we went down, down, down as companies started to hire again and again and again. Over hiring happened, right? This is basically the start. The bottom in unemployment was the start of the bull market, basically. And since then, the bottom here, 3.4%, it has gone back up and we've stayed around 4.2%, 4.3% for more than a year. Now we're at 4.4%. If I zoom out more, we're basically now back in line. The big issue, of course, is if that number continues to go up and up and up and up, because more companies are becoming, well, the output is becoming bigger and bigger thanks to AI. They don't need humans to do those jobs. And this is the bear case scenario for the future. And so unemployment will go up and up and up. We've seen some reports saying that, what was it, around 9.4% or so of Gen Z college graduates or something like that are unemployed. But then we've seen a report saying that college students favor socialism over capitalism. So I'm like, yeah, okay, I guess now that other number makes more sense. But yeah, those were the job numbers right now. I think better than what people thought. The market is currently still green. Pre-market, this is pre-market action. Low volume than when we will start our day, of course. This weekend we have Spurs against Tottenham. Yeah, we have another big game, I think. Every time we talk about stocks, we also talk about sports, which is fine. So let's see what we have here on our watch list. If some names have faded since yesterday, not much. I have Man City, Newcastle is not bad. Applied Digital is still up 12% or so. Corewave 9.7, Iron 9.3, Nebius 7.6, Rocket Lab 5. I believe they're trying to launch, or maybe they've just launched their second rocket in 48 hours. BMNR is up 5, AST up 5, Nvidia 4.7, Palantir 3.8, AMD 3.7, SoFi 3.4. Then we have the following names that are up 3%. The other names are up 2%. And then, yeah, even PayPal is still up 1.2% right now. Even PayPal is 1.2% right now. So, am I from London? I am not from London, and I am not German either. But I was in London to watch Chelsea, I'm not German. I am Belgium. Why has the market reacted so well? Well, this market reaction has more to do with Nvidia than with the jobs numbers right now. It basically means no cut in December. Well, it's not, again, unemployment did tick up a little bit. The December meeting will happen after we will not be getting the October figures, right? And the big Scare here is that the October figures are very bad, and that's why they don't want to post them. But we're going to get the November one. We are going to get the November one. Again, I still think we can get another cut, even with everything that's happening right now, because we're still in the 375 to 400 basis points. Another 25 basis point cut is not going to destroy the economy or reaccelerate inflation, but it will definitely help the labor market. It will help the housing market as well. So, to be more specific, these are the actual numbers compared. So non-farm payrolls, 119,000. Unemployment rate, 4.4, estimated 4.3. We have here hourly earnings month over month, 0.2%, estimated 1.3. Average hourly earnings, 3.8%, estimated number 3.7. And then it says here, US September 2-month payroll net revision subtract 33,000. So these things are being revised time and time again. We'll see. This is the strange thing with these numbers, right? You get numbers and then you suddenly have revisions. One revision, two revisions, and things do change. Things do change. Leo, hello Neil. You like the local and their gross profit margin have been declining over the years. Are you worried about that? Yeah, but gross profit margin have also picked up more recently. Yes, last quarter there was a small dip that has been explained, and they do still plan to go back to higher gross profit margins. So yeah, the reason why previously it was under $10 was because gross profit margin and gross profit declined. Then we've seen gross profit start to go back up. We've seen gross profit margins start to go back up. But yes, sometimes, just like last quarter, you're going to have some markets that create that hit on gross profit. But since revenue is still growing faster, you're going to see that smaller gross profit margin deceleration, I would say. But look at TPV. TPV is still growing insanely fast. And that's, to me, right now, still the most important number. Palo Alto, I did not see. I mean, we talked a little bit about it yesterday during the stream, but I did not really look into the report that much. I did see that I did hear that they again bought a company, or are going to buy a company after they acquired CyberArk not that long ago. I'm trying to find that account. Where is it? Savvy AI. No, can't find it. But in the meantime, we do have quite a lot of price target raises for Nvidia, which we're not that surprised. I'm trying to find maybe a one pager. No, can't find this here. Maybe here. Webull versus Oscar. Well, completely different companies. Webull is reporting today. Maybe they've reported. I don't know, but they're reporting today. Completely different. I of course own Oscar, so if you ask me, I'm going with Oscar. Let's see if I can find one. I did find this for Palo Alto, for those that were wondering. Driving my car and listening. Something important now, we do have some jobs data actually came in a bit better than expected. Unemployment rates at 4.4%, a bit higher than the 4.3%, but other than that, for now, nothing special. Revisions, manipulation, and lies. I don't know if it's manipulation and lies, just the way they use the data is just outdated and stupid. Like, we're in 2025, we should be getting accurate data, real-time data as well. So these are the Palo Alto Networks analyst targets right now. We have one that's been lowered from UBS. All the others are still higher for now. Do we have Do we have one like this? Walmart reported double beat for Walmart. I didn't know that Walmart was an $800 billion company. $800 billion company for Walmart. I did not know that. We have here. Okay, so we have here the. How can I? Let me do this and that. Poof. Okay, so this is Nvidia. Nvidia, we have price target raises probably across the board. We have some 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or so that have been reiterated. Other than that, we have price target raises across the board, outperform ratings, buyer ratings here as well. And a lot of those $230, $250 price target. Then we go to 270, 275, and we even have 300, 320, and $355 price target for Nvidia. Are we surprised? Probably not. Probably not. Walmart is the largest company in the world when looking at revenue. Is it still, or is it still, or did Amazon surpass it? Actually, we can check that. We can check that. Or maybe Amazon is going to surpass it pretty soon. Let's see. Walmart right now, and they're up 3.7%. They're up 3.7%. Let's do annual revenue for now. 700. Let's actually look at the expected. So last 12 months, $703 billion. $703 billion for Walmart. $703 billion for Walmart. Let's see what Amazon is at. Okay, Amazon is still a little bit lower, 691. But it is expected, yeah, okay, so Amazon is expected to surpass Walmart's revenue pretty soon. But yeah, Walmart is definitely flying under the radar, or has been flying under the radar, I would say, as a company. Advertising business is growing very quickly. Let's see if I can find some of the numbers. It has doubled over the last 3 years. The stock, Walmart stock, has doubled over the past 3 years. Total revenue. I know. Okay, so apparently, I don't know if these numbers are. I have 691, and he has 681. Didn't we just say it was more than that? Huh. This doesn't make sense. Last 12 months. This doesn't make sense. Never mind. Anyways, Amazon is going to surpass it. Flying under the radar for me? No, not at all. And this is, again, not true, because you only focus on tech. Literally, I focus on a lot of industries on the company, in the stock market. You're going to tell me that Oscar and United Health are also tech? Probably not. And yes, fact of the matter is, Walmart has been flying under the radar, because I've not seen you talk about Walmart in my chat for the past 6 months, or anyone, actually. Okay, so this was Walmart. You can see where is the global advertising business. Up 53%. Okay, that's including the acquisition of Vizio, but still, that's growing quite quickly. Global e-commerce up 27%. The team delivered another strong quarter across the business. E-commerce was a bright spot again this quarter. We're gaining market share, improving delivery speed, and managing inventory well. We're well positioned for a strong finish to the year and beyond that, thanks to our associates. So definitely different. I mean, definitely, it's always the same when we see Walmart and Target, for example, report. Walmart, much stronger company here um, than a Target. Do we have something more here? We have Morgan Stanley. We have Morgan Stanley come out with this, talking about AWS growth. Can they grow mid-20s in 2026? According to them, the answer is yes. Following our Google Cloud Platform backlog, GCP, we introduce an AWS backlog model and outline multiple paths to mid-20s plus AWS growth in 2026. This is basically it. And I'm not that shocked or surprised that this is going to happen. Let's actually look at, because we do have that Anthropic cluster, 2 Anthropic clusters that are supposed to come online. I think one of them is coming online right now, and the other one is coming online pretty soon. So if you look at AWS quarterly growth, last quarter that was 20%, and that was 20% on top of a 19% year-over-year growth same quarter last year. If we then assume that it continues, right? We think it can continue to grow to mid-20s. It's not that crazy to think, because afterwards we are lapping a quarter where it grew 18, let's call it 19%, and then we have 2 easy quarters. 2 easy quarters mid-2026, where, yes, I think mid-20s% growth year-over-year for AWS is definitely a possibility, because those are quarters where AWS grew 16.9 and 17.4% year-over-year. And we are seeing quite a lot of demand for AWS. So I think it's possible. Amazon is, I think, still a very good opportunity. It's not as cheap as what Google was a couple of months ago. But if you want to have a huge player that will probably grow faster and beat the market in the many, many years to come, this is one of those names. Meta is another one of those names. Very good company to own. And I mean, the fact that this stock has, wherever is it? Amazon. It's up a little bit. The fact that this stock has retraced all the way back to pre-earnings jump is funny. It's funny to me. We're now here back at the 50 and the 100-day moving average. Pretty good. Why is Nebius getting more love than Corewave? Again, it's probably because Corewave gets more negative. One, Corewave did talk about delays last quarter. Corewave has that whole debt issue, which is not really an issue right now unless they fail to deliver. So sentiment around it. But I don't know, if I look at the stock's reaction, Corewave is up 10%, Nebius is up 5.8%. So maybe you're just asking about the chat or something, but market-wise, Corewave right now is getting a bigger push on the upside than a Nebius. Nebius is 5.7%, Iron is 9.3% up right now before the market opens. So Nebius is about to open at $100. If it does, we'll see, right? Because when the market opens, you usually get way more volume. Am I buying more Corewave at the open? No, I'm done. I bought it at 71, and I'm good with that. Corewave debt and interest payments are a little scary. Yeah, we talked about yesterday. Look, it's debt to it's debt to increase capex. Capex is backed by contracts. The problem is, like you say, it's the fact that every quarter they have to pay interest, right? Interest last quarter was 300 and something million dollars. They have to pay it. Even if there are delays, doesn't matter. They have to pay it. But if there are many more delays, then you're not going to get the money from the likes of Microsoft or Meta or whatever until you deliver the keys to that data center, right? That's the issue. That's the issue, because yes, the bank will still say pay us, but the other side, a Microsoft can still say, you know what? Okay, it's hypothetical that it's Microsoft. You have a small delay, no problem. The contract still stands, but of course, until we get the keys to it, you're not going to get the money. That's the issue here. But if it's just literally just one time delay that would only affect one quarter, then I think the fears are overblown. I did listen to Alex Chris' City Conference. I have a full video on it that will come out after the stream. But since you are all here right now, I guess you can hear my thoughts fresh out of the press. So yesterday there was that City Conference with Alex Chris. Stock did drop yesterday a little bit. We went under $60 actually. Now we're up 1.3%. And apparently pre-market dumping. I'm still trying to figure out which name is dumping, but that's fine. Anyways, the comments were identical to what they said during the earnings call. It's just the fact that they were identical to the concerns of the earnings call was not a good thing. And I remind you that during the earnings call, the stock went up. Well, after the stock went up to $79 or so. One moment, please. This time it's not margin call, nor is it my sister. It is my brother. um, but yeah, Alex Chris is calling. Yeah, I wish. No, it's not frozen. I just muted. I just muted my mic. Not a margin call. It's Michael Burry. It's Michael Burry. He's asking for help. Okay, we are talking a bit about PayPal, but this is interesting. Walmart said holiday is off to a pretty good start, which is not the same as what PayPal said before. Michael Burry. Hello? Okay, everybody wants a piece of me today. Um, this was Sundar calling. Sundar was calling to check to say thank you actually for all the Google coverage over the past couple of months. um, I'm on the phone. No, I muted myself. I didn't mute you. I was still looking at the chat. But what was I saying? Yeah, Walmart. If Walmart is saying that the holiday season or whatever is off to a good start, it should be a good thing. It should be a good thing. Um, I am also curious to get the Black Friday Cyber Monday data. We usually get that from Adobe, and then we do get that from Adobe. I think we get some data from Amazon. It would be great if we get some data from PayPal as well, because PayPal also has another analyst conference at the start of December, which is just after, um, well, Thanksgiving, Black Friday, and all of that. So if suddenly we do hear that, oh, spending or people have gone out and shopped for great deals, then maybe that might change the sentiment. Because, yeah, they did say that the weakness that they've seen in Europe and in the US in Q3 mid September has continued in Q4. That's one of the reasons why we've seen the stock in pain yesterday more. Um, but if suddenly the sentiment changes, could be helpful. Could be helpful. But PayPal congratulating their biggest shareholder. Yeah, I wish. Yeah, I just need him to see my post and acknowledge the fact that they need to accelerate the buybacks. That's all I need. That's all I need. And if I don't get a reaction, then we will go and take the next step, and that's contacting investor relations. I mean, I am a shareholder. I am entitled to do so. So let's see if we can find something else. Oh no, we have more of those. We have more of those announcements here. SoftBank. SoftBank to invest up to $3 billion in factory for OpenAI data centers. Again, people will start asking more questions. Where's the does SoftBank have the money? Why is it again OpenAI, etc., etc.? But PayPal is the Charlie Brown of the stock market. Funny you should mention this, because I do have a Snoopy Charlie Brown sweater literally behind me. Literally behind me. But exactly. Activist investor. I am becoming like Elliot, although with a ridiculously small small amount of money compared to them. But hey, everybody starts small. Everybody starts small, and we make our way up. We make our way up slowly but surely. That's the most important part. That's the most important part. Other than that, quiet morning for now. For now, quiet morning. At least they pay a dividend. Yeah, I mean they do pay a dividend, but I would rather them not pay a dividend and buy $5 billion worth of shares right now. Honestly speaking, because I get taxed on the dividend, I couldn't care less of a dividend right now, and it's not like it has had a positive effect on the stock. Let's be honest, it has not have a positive effect on the stock right now. Was there a super chat that I missed? Wait, if there is a super chat, let me check it on YouTube itself. If I missed it, I apologize. Let me check it. And I'll run a poll. Maybe I'll run a poll. Does the market end green? In this case, I will add flat. So green, flat, or red. Let's see. Poll. Does the market and green, flat, red. Green, flat, red. Okay. Ah, I did find now the super chat. Thank you, Gabriel. Take a look at Innode. Yes, I did. We did talk a little bit about it a long time ago, right? With I think with Jose, Innodata. It has also taken a hit. It has also taken a hit. Yeah, no, I didn't see it because on the software chat for some reason it did not pop up. But now that I am in YouTube Studio, I can just filter on super chat comments, and that's easier. So again, thank you. Thank you for that. Okay, so we do also have here same retracement as any other company at the start of October, peaked and it went down 40%. Let's have a look at this. Let's see. Innodata. They operate a global data engineering company in the United States. Fairly small company. Well, that has been a performance. Fairly small company, 1.7. 1.7 billion. PE, okay, 58, but then again, no, it's not. It's not expected to grow that much EPS. Let's see what they did last quarter. Revenue 20%. Well, not much, huh? 62.6 million in revenue is not that much. It's not that much. Okay, but they are expected to grow faster. For 45% or more growth in 2025. So let's have a look at this. Let's have a look at this. PayPal doesn't care about shareholders. Well, you can look at it both ways. I don't want to look at this from here. You can look at this both ways, right? You can look at the fact that PayPal doesn't. They have their roadmap. They're sticking to it. They care enough about shareholders to, yes, still buy back a ton of shares and now pay a dividend. But I do think that if they, especially now the new management, because it's a different management team than it was 2 years ago, if they cared a lot more, they would have accelerated the buybacks and they would have bought shares on the open, like Walid did for Transmedics, right? Transmedics CEO bought shares. He believes it's undervalued, and so he's buying shares. Uber, at the start of the year, they believed their shares were undervalued. They knew the business was healthy and free cash flow are expected to grow. And so they had an accelerated buyback, one time $1.5 billion. I think PayPal should be doing the same thing. I think it would be bad capital allocation if they do not. Because again, I'd rather them spend all of the buybacks today than have them just do 1.5, 1.5 or whatever for the next coming quarters. I'm more okay with them doing all of the buybacks today and not doing any in a quarter from now or 2 quarters from now or something like that. But yeah, I don't run the company. I still think it's run by very good people. They are turning this company around, but there are some things that they should be doing better. Another thing is, and maybe that's just me being selfish, but the amount of time that I've put into covering this company, I do think that I am allowed to say this. Interacting with the retail community, I think, especially in this day and age, is a minimum requirement. But yeah, anyways, Innodata seems like growth is expected to slow down quite a lot to only 3% in fiscal 27. What are we seeing with EPS? Okay, EPS apparently this year they're taking a hit, but then it's expected to grow a bit more. I guess it's one of those companies, maybe it's small enough that one huge deal changes the whole profile of the company. It's possible. It's possible. Thank you for a super chat. Okay, in this case, I am seeing this right now. Thank you for the super chat, Gemerald 77. How are we feeling about HIMS after announcing labs? Want to hear your thoughts. Too much competition or the next Amazon of healthcare? I don't think it's the next Amazon of healthcare. I still think that Amazon is a threat to that business, but then again, it's a huge, huge market worldwide. So I guess there is place for various new players. Yeah, I guess with HIMS is you have to believe the whole story that Andrew is telling. You have to believe the story. You have to believe that the HIMS platform, not just GLP-1 weight loss and all of that, although that's a huge, huge part of it. But you have to believe that the HIMS platform becomes bigger and bigger, more popular, and that they can cross-sell their solutions. And I have my own opinion on compounding drugs and things like that, and pills for hair and other smaller parts of your body. I don't know, but people can do whatever they want. I'm not saying anything bad against that. I just there is growth, but growth is slowing down a little bit right now. Now that we do have Eli Lilly, Novo Nordisk offering GLP-1 solutions for cheap. Yes, I know. HIMS and Novo Nordisk is like a love-hate relationship back and forth. We'll see. We'll see. I don't think it's like super expensive, overvalued right now, but it's not like people call it the Amazon of healthcare. I don't think so. Jay, thank you for a super chat. Do you think PayPal will pump before end of year? I don't know. Plus, if it's a pump, then I'd say even $70 is going to be welcome, although I would love to see it back above 70, maybe closer to 80. But I don't, unfortunately, I don't control the stock. I don't control the stock. I still think it's very cheap. I still think it will crush the market over the next 5 years. Some people, the video drops later today. Of course, now I'm live, so there's no point of me dropping a video. The video will drop later. But yeah, it's cheap. I don't know what the market will do with it. Sentiment around the name is definitely very bad. Nobody can convince me that this is a dying company. But yeah. One moment, please. Secretary. Uh, Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos not calling. Everybody wants to call me today. Uh, but yeah, PayPal is a painful story. It's a crap stock to own. I know in hindsight, but it's a good company, and yeah, I do think again. I do think we go to all time highs by 2030. It's $300 per share, but with fewer shares outstanding, which should make it easier. I think Neil started. It's a bit early, no, for adult. No, actually, it's not because it's a worldwide service. So worldwide. Okay. We're going up a little bit here on the probability of a rate cut. We're back at 41.6. We're back at 41%. I don't know how they calculate this. I know if someone in the chat knows how they do it, let us know. Because yeah, yesterday we're at 30.1. We started the stream, it was at what, 27? Now we're at 41.6. So how do they calculate this? I don't know. When did I start it? 2020. 2020. PayPal isn't going to have its day anytime soon. Uh, yeah, I mean, I guess I can't argue with that. Guess I can't argue with that. Again, the funny, not so funny thing is that we were higher not that long ago, right? They reported earnings, stock jumped all the way to $79. I was live. I know exactly what people were saying. And then we dropped. We didn't drop because the quarter was a bad one. We dropped again. Sentiment in the market started to become horrible, and this is of course a dumb thing to say, but this happens when you have more sellers than buyers. Poof, genius, genius statement by myself today. Genius statement. Um, are fear markets already recover? Good question about that. Yeah, the bullshit index. Fear greed index. Let me guess, we are now extreme greed after one day. Fear greed index. Let's see where we're at right now. Still extreme fear. We are still extreme fear. At 14, actually. 14. Previous close was 11. Very, very low. Very low indeed. Terribly low. But yeah, this index thing, I don't. This just doesn't make any sense. He gets one PayPal share from a 3-minute call and a picture of his. Wait, there's another call. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Same with Duolingo. I only want PayPal to do well, just work out, but that's it. Yeah, but it's completely different, right? Duolingo and PayPal. Duolingo is growing faster than PayPal, of course. But Duolingo has now a bear case that hangs on top of it. PayPal, in my opinion, does not have a bear case on top of it, although people will say but that they're going out of business, that they're losing share to every other player out there. Worldwide share has been lost a little bit from 15.5 to now, I think 14% or so. And it's stabilizing. But transaction margin we have seen suddenly some red here. Transaction margin dollars since Alex Chris came in has recovered, has gone up. Braintree PSP has slowed down growth because previously they were growing fast, but it was not profitable. Now we've seen it reaccelerate last quarter. It is becoming more profitable. Value-added services are growing. That's going to become a billion-dollar business a quarter for them, probably next year. Venmo growing extremely quickly. People don't know that PayPal owns Venmo, but okay. Buy now, pay later also growing very quickly. So there are many things that are going the right direction for PayPal. I think that if management was a bit better with the messaging, stock would have been up significantly. But we're not getting that messaging right now, which, okay, allows them to buy 10% of the company using the whole buyback for the year. What is it? $6 billion or so? Company is worth less than $60 billion right now. So it is frustrating, especially I own options. I also own some shares, but I own options. It is frustrating when you own options because you know that you are probably right with your thesis. You're just wrong with the timing. Can't control time yet. But if you own options, you don't care. If you own shares, you don't care because you've got time. Nobody's going to take those shares from you unless you sell them. So yeah. So yeah, PayPal is not founder-led. Yeah, okay, but that's fine. That's fine. Microsoft is not founder-led either, right? And look where they are right now. Google is not founder-led either. Look where they are right now. Not every company needs to be founder-led, but yes, a lot of founder-led companies are doing very well. That is true. That is true. I would say that Alex Chris is already doing a better job today than Dan Schulman. Again, Dan Schulman is also not the founder, but Satya Nadella, for example, is doing a very good job, and so is Sundar. Yeah, the poll. Let's look at the poll. What is the chat saying? The chat is saying 74% say green, 17% flat, and 9% say red. Okay. Sentiment is definitely better today than it was a couple of days ago. That's for sure. That is for sure. Imagine a dependency on one company which has decided. Yes, but it's more about the sentiment of the market than anything else. I agree that it is stupid, right? It shouldn't be the case that Nvidia decides, right, whether or not we go up, but that's not Nvidia's problem. It's the market. The fact that the fact that the market still thinks that Michael Burry is the smart man to listen to is also stupid. I think that's more ridiculous than having Nvidia, well, earnings blow everything out of the water. But yeah. SoFi better than PayPal? Well, yeah, but remember, it wasn't that long ago that SoFi also got a lot of hate when it couldn't go above $10, $12 or so. And it was also a bad stock, great company, until it turned into a great stock as well. Adam, good morning and have a great day. By the way, Adam, before you leave us, what's going on with the weather in Vegas? I've seen that there has been a lot of rain there, which is probably very good for Max Verstappen. But what's going on with all of those floods there? I assume that there is no rain in Vegas, but apparently it's the season for a lot of rain. I'm going to sell all my Nebius shares at the open. Is that smart? Well, I guess it's up to you, right? If you need the money to buy a house or pay college for your kids or maybe buy yourself a boat or I don't know what, it's up to you. It's up to you. I'm not selling. Crazy how in 20, yeah, of course, but in 2020, Nvidia was not growing at the pace that they are right now. They're not generating the profits and the revenue that they are right now. So completely different, right? It started after once they acquired Mellanox, and then once ChatGPT came out, that's when we've seen the inflection point. But yeah. Futures are still green. It's been a while since I haven't checked. Euro dollar is still 115. Okay, euro dollar is still 115. Bitcoin is up 2.3%, back above 91,000. Ethereum back above 3,000, barely, but up 2.9%. The 10-year is still at 4.1% right now. 10-year is still at 4.1%. Okay, still nothing crazy that was announced other than the news that we did cover already. So we're still waiting for what? The GDP, the last revision of GDP, right? Because that's also a number that gets revised 2-3 times or so, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, this one I can close. Also, again, I don't know if it's correct or not, but remember when they said that they want to announce maybe a China trade deal before Thanksgiving? So I guess that's also a catalyst for people that are looking for catalyst, although I don't know if it was a certainty or not. But yeah, if people are looking for catalyst, I guess these are one of the things. Okay. Nothing much has changed. So let me have a look at the chat. What's my average cost on Nebius? I will tell you. I think it's around 40. Let me see. Nebius, yeah, 40.85. Not too bad. Not too bad. I met Max in Monaco. Very nice. I met Max in Miami. Funny thing is, I was actually invited to go to Vegas tomorrow for an event with Alpine and another company that partner up with Alpine. It's I don't even know what that company does. Something cybersecurity, quantum, something, something. I was like, interesting, interesting. But then I noticed it's only for Friday. And Friday we have the qualis. But I was like, I'm not going to fly to Vegas just for qualis. Like, if you offer me the full weekend, okay, maybe. But yeah, I didn't go, obviously. Um, do I like watches? I'm not a watch fanatic. I own one watch from my grandfather, IWC, and that's about it. And then I own a Swatch, and yeah, and that's it. But there is one watch on my watch list, one that one day when I cross, I don't know, a huge milestone or whatever, um, I might want to buy if I have like enough money to throw for a watch investment. I would say it's a Rolex. It's a 1908 um, black dial, white gold. Very, very beautiful. I mean, to me, a beautiful watch because it does not look like a Rolex, and that's exactly why I like it. It's it doesn't look like a Rolex, and that's why I like it. Um, wait, let me prepare. Let me prepare for the market open. We'll do this. We'll do that, and voila. Do I watch NBA? I honestly I lost interest. Honestly, I lost interest. I think a lot of people have lost interest as well. All right, we are getting close to the open, ladies and gents. Close to the open. Almost there. I still need to make my fantasy team. Just buy a Bolex from Thailand. I mean, if I wanted, then yes. But if you buy, it's just also for an investment purpose. But anyways, market is open, ladies and gentlemen. Ding, 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 ding. Bing, bing, bong, bing, bong. Market is open. November 20, Thursday, November 20. And yes, it is, again, forget about the heat map, focus on the watch list here. We are seeing green across the board, but not as green for now, for some names, as in the pre-market, But we still have Applied Digital up 12%, Corewave up 8.6, Iron 8.3, AST 4.4, Rocket Lab 5, Zeta 3.5, Nvidia 4, Palantir 4, AMD 3.3, Google 3.3, Nebius 4 now, SoFi 3.4, Intel 3, Rubrik 2.5, same with the local Reddit, BMNR, Marvell, Robinhood, HIMS is at 2, 4 is at 2, Meta 1.9, Micron 1.1, Oscar 1.5, Amazon 1.6, New is still under 16, quite surprising, up 1.7, Duolingo up 1, PayPal up 0.7. Ah, look at this refresh. Look at this refresh. Wonderful. Wonderful refresh. Haha. Everything's green now compared to yesterday. Well, not everything, but most of it. Most of it. So this is basically it. Google outpaced Microsoft by market cap. I mean, I'm not surprised. I've been saying this for a while. Google should be the number 2 most valuable company in the world. and it's actually backed by fundamentals, not backed by BS. Okay, let's have a look at a couple of names, shall we? Mercado Libre, what are we saying? Still 2070 or 2100 maybe now? 2080. Okay, between the two. Between the two. Adobe, I think I saw Adobe Red flat. Yesterday it was down almost 2. They're going to acquire SEMrush. CRM is probably doing the exact same thing, exactamundo. Figma is oversold, up 2% right now. Dave trying to make its way back to 200. It's up 4% today. Sezzle 51 probably. Oh, okay. Sezzle is up 7% today. Not bad. Sezzle is up 7% today. 6.5 now at 55.6. What did we... I wonder what Fiserv is doing. They did change ticker symbol. Yeah, they did change ticker symbol. Wow, okay. This is one ugly chart if I have seen one. $61.8 Rutskis. This thing hasn't moved. This thing hasn't moved at all. Yeah, it hasn't moved at all. Ugh. Not great. Not great. Novo Nordisk, where are we these days? Okay. Seems like this was a double bottom, maybe a more. Yeah. Short-term double bottom, same bottom here as 2022. $44, $45 or so. Alibaba is up 1.3 back to 160. They report next week. Cypher Mining is up 14% back at the 50-day moving average. I assume they I think they announced something. Can't remember what. Neil, don't you think 4 is a better bargain than PayPal? 4 is also cheap. But PayPal today should be above $100 based on intrinsic value, and PayPal is actually down. PayPal is literally down right now. Well, flat. It's at 0%. It's down. All the rest here, all the AI cloud players are all green. Although some of them a little bit less than the others. A little bit less than the others. PayPal is back into the green zone. Thank God. Am I yelling into the mic? No, I think my son. Further, I never yell. I can yell, but I don't think I yell. And PayPal is back red. This is not normal. This is like playing with my emotions. But what did I want to do? What other stocks can we look at? What is where Walmart is? Let's see. Okay, Walmart is up 3.5% right now. I wonder what Target is doing. Yeah. Flat. Yeah, we forgot about Webull. So Webull. Okay, so after hours. PayPal is a toxic stock. I don't think it's a toxic stock. It's just a shitty stock to own, it seems. Well, to have owned. I think it's still a very good stock to own for the future. But yeah, maybe this as well. Everyone that has bought it over the last couple of months, or maybe in last year or so, tax loss harvesting right now to offset all your gains from stocks that do go up. So yeah, definitely a possibility. But again, it could have been countered if the company decided to accelerate buybacks, and if management decides to actually buy shares on the open. AppLovin up 4.3%. Up 4.3% at the moment. I mean, PayPal is so strange. We can imagine it going low and then suddenly in 2 minutes, boom, 100. Well, I thought it was going to 100 a month ago, but guess what? We are at 60 now. We are at 60. What about Caterpillar? I don't know why it says Kata. What do you think about it? Cool with big machines, and yes, I agree. Right, you cannot build huge infrastructure data centers without a lot of machinery that Caterpillar, no? Caterpillar or Caterpillar? Caterpillar. I think the other one is the insect, or maybe it's the opposite. I don't know. But let me know in the chat. Um, but yeah, I guess that's why the stock has, or this that's why the stock has gone up, has doubled since the April lows. I guess that's why. Uber, yes, Uber is also cheap. Uber is also cheap. Also from a free cash flow perspective, Uber is cheap. Rubrik and Meta, where is this? Meta is here, back above $600. I think it's the cheapest Max 7 right now from a PE standpoint, I think. Have a green day. Well, thank you. You too. You too. And the Rubrik is here. Rubrik has yet to report, right? They report 2 weeks from now, 2.5 weeks from now. Of course, different companies, different valuations, but I still expect Rubrik to do very well. To do very well. Wait one second. I have to send a message. Yeah, voila. Can't believe Micron is having a red day. Yeah, but I assume it's because of what they said yesterday, that they're going to, again, spend maybe a little bit more, which is fine. Because there is just too much demand. Too much demand. Super Micro. What's going on with Super Micro? Nothing much. Still at $35. Do we have anything? No, we don't have anything. Again, with Super Micro, if you're looking, I don't even know why it is cheap, but it's cheap for a reason. It's a very low margin business. It's just another way to get exposure to this whole AI story. And again, if you want to have exposure to this whole AI story, you can pick out of many other names out there. Many other names out there. Even one of their peers, right? Dell. I think I've said it before. I think Dell is much better. Also, nice retracement all the way to the 200-day moving average, and they report next week. Yeah, next week. They report next week. And plus, SMCI has always issues. Always issues. There was news about Meta in Spain having issues with what? Concurrency? With currency? I don't know. Did I buy Nebius dip at 80? Not 80 specifically, but in the 80s. Yes, in the 80s. Let's see. Trust me on SMCI will fly. Well, again, it might, but I just don't need it. I know I don't need it. Plus, the fact that every time guidance gets revised, not on the upside, but on the downside, is not a great thing. It's not a great thing. I think there will be a lot of profit taking today. I mean, what profit? What profit? People, myself included. I mean, we've been going down for over a month in those high flying tech names. So what profit are we going to take? Just the 1 day profit? I don't know if it's worth taking the tax hit on a 1 day. But I do agree with you that yes, I don't think that sentiment all around is completely back. That is, I agree with you with that. S&P is back above the 50-day moving average, so at least there is that. And as for the Nasdaq 100, it's also back above the 50-day moving average. So that's good as well. So that's good. We do get PPI report next week. And GDP growth is next week as well. Okay. So PPI and okay, PPI report, GDP next week. J'ai compris. Okay. That is okay, at least that clears it. When is Black Friday? Is the last week? Yeah, okay, so also next week. I thought it was this weekend. I don't know why. So the last Friday of November. Yeah, okay, makes sense. Makes sense. Meta Spain, 480 million euros. Meta order to pay 543. I mean, that's the only way that Europe actually grows, right? Is finding American companies. That's the only way it grows. Up the shelves, I agree. That's what I mean. Many people will cash in the little jump, expecting more declines later. Yeah, maybe. But then again, I can be wrong, but I do think that we've seen a lot of good deals over the last couple of days, maybe last week or so, with a lot of names. Even if those names are still up this year, valuation-wise, they still make sense. Not all of them, but a lot of them do. That's for sure. PayPal up 4%. Why? I had to check because you never know, but don't do this to me again. My hopes are getting up. This is even seeing this is better than getting a message from previously the number one. Can you tell me your thoughts on Bitfarm? It is Bitfarm, right? BT. No, it's Bit Digital. It's my thoughts on it. Don't think you want to hear. I have no thoughts on it. This one, yeah, says same story here. It's just I don't know why people spend that much time. And I'm not saying I'm certainly bearish because I don't own BMNR anymore and things like that. No, the long term potential, right, with Ethereum and the tokenization of the financial institution or infrastructure, okay, makes sense. There is money to be made there, as especially if you own 5% of the tokens. But 0.5, yeah, it's not a point. It's the okay. Never mind. But I never understood why so many people were focused on buying these types of names. Yes, you could have made a lot of money in a short period of time, but there are just so many other names out there that makes more sense to me at these prices. Makes a lot more sense to me. So those are my thoughts. On this. Doesn't mean you will not be making money out of it, but I think you can make money out of a lot of other names out there with actual businesses. Let me check something real quick. I do hate like the stupid headlines like breaking US unemployment rate blows past expectations, soaring to highest level in years. Like the expectations were 4.3, it came in at 4.4. Like, wow. Makes no sense. I wanted to see something. But if I cannot find it, then forget about it. Forget about it. Okay, never mind. Never mind. Corewave is giving back. Yeah, most of these names are giving back a little bit of their bigger gains, which is something that we've seen time and time again. Um, Thoughts on Max winning this weekend? I mean, wouldn't that be great? But it doesn't really matter much. The other two have to. The other two have to DNF. Like best case scenario, they hit each other turn one and they're out of the race, and Max wins it. that would be that would be the best case scenario. That would be the best case scenario. Uh, but I don't know if that will happen. Don't know if that will happen. Mercado Libre is red. Mercado Libre is red. Indeed, it is. Indeed, it is. What would I put in my retirement portfolio if you could only choose between Melly and Uber? Well, probably Melly, because Uber is not in the retirement portfolio, it's in the other one. So probably Melly. Yeah. Melly and Amazon, honestly. Melly and Amazon. But if I had to choose, then yes, Melly. Why do I support Max and not Antonelli? Well, Max was born in Belgium. I was born in Belgium. Max is flying with the Dutch flag, but Max is a Belgian, yes. Plus, I've liked Max for a while. Antonelli started this year. I'm not going to switch. I'm not going to switch teams every single year. But I like Antonelli. He's a good, talented young driver. I did go to Quebec actually, but a long time ago, like maybe 20 years ago. I did like a whole road trip with my family, 12 spots. But I was in Montreal 2019? No, 2017. 2017. Because I was in New York, then we went to Montreal, then went back to New York. So I think 2017, 2018. I don't know. Also a while ago. But yeah, I was in Canada in many places. Many places. Some crazy, crazy beautiful places there. I still have a picture somewhere. We were on the road and suddenly everybody stopped. Why is that? Because you had like two baby black bears that suddenly crossed the road. And I have a picture of that. A real picture, not the pictures, one of the million pictures that you have on your phones these days. Like a picture you took with your Kodak and you had to like click. You only have like 30 pictures to take. So every picture you needed to make it count. You needed to make it count. But yeah. Can I make a video about ALAP? It's not really a company I follow much. It's more something I guess that Jose could cover better than me. It is up 9% today. It is up 9% today, but yeah, it's not really. It's not really. From Belgium, I love Lara Fabian. Good choice. And we have here some Canadians. Yeah, I know. Based on my statistics analytics, I know I have some Canadians here. I am from Montreal. Well, welcome. I went to visit a friend that was at McGill, the university. Felt like Hogwarts. It felt like Hogwarts. But yeah, all in all, seems like the market, PayPal is still like teasing us, like green, red, green, red. Now, it might be red. I don't know, but yeah, all in all, for now, the market is, I guess, happy. But then again, it's just one day. It's Thursday. Tomorrow we have Friday. We'll see what happens with that. If we can close out the week a little bit greener. We started the stream with 27%. We're now already at 43.8% probability of a rate cut for December. I wonder what January, if January is, did it improve? No, not really. January is still a 50-50 here Well, again, it makes sense for the 50, for the 51. Um, I do follow. I followed Celsius before. I'm following it less right now, but I do think that Stefano follows it more. In the chat, Celsius. Where are we? Still 41. Okay, still 41. Ah, we do. Yeah. Oh, wow, a real round trip here. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. All right. Like this is the round trip basically. We poof. But it has been performing very well this year. I mean, we started the year at around, where is it? $27 or so. So still performing very well. Of course, it was higher before. But yeah. Anyways, we will have to close out the stream with PayPal back under $60 for now. Painful. Painful, I know. The probability of a December one is, well, again, if you joined the stream an hour ago, it would have been 27. Now it's 43.8. Now it's 43.8. No, I don't own Figma. I don't own Figma. I know it has come down tremendously since the first day it went public, but no, I don't own Figma. It is trading at better prices, for sure. Still a high multiple, but it's also a very fast-growing company. But then again, at the prices that Adobe is trading at, I like it a bit more. It's of course not growing as fast, but it's a bit more profitable. A bit more profitable. So, anyways, we'll close it here when everything is mostly green. Mostly green. Yes, some names are a bit less green than at the start, but I rather see this than the whole market red yet again. Because like I said yesterday, if we look at this, it wasn't great, right? It wasn't great. So let's enjoy the green for now. Let's enjoy the green for now, and we'll live to fight another day. We'll live to fight another day. There is a PayPal video coming out. Later today, talking about what has happened yesterday during the analyst conference, the sentiment around it, my strategy with the options, all in that video. So again, thank you all for joining. Have a great rest of your day, or maybe good evening, and we shall see each other maybe tomorrow. Yes, maybe